Hi folks. So today we're going to continue with our discussions about designing a technology plan for your school. And last week we touched on community and we mentioned that this is really important for this week's topic, which is finance. So the reason it's super important that we relate these two is because at every situation, at every school, in every organisation, and this isn't just the education industry, this is all businesses, finance is often a really challenging one to get over the line because these things cost money or they cost time, which is in turn money. And when we look at finance in a technology program, we're talking expensive equipment here. So unfortunately, we're not talking pencils and rulers, which we might get out of for a few $100s. Most schools may have a few $100,000 worth of technology in them. So it's really important to make the right decisions, particularly when some people might have a bit of baggage from previous decisions that have been made where money's been spent and maybe not spent in the way they would like to do it. So the reason we tie it in closely with community is that for a public school or for a private school, at some point you normally need to ask for parental involvement by the way of contribution of financials. So realistically, for a public school, this is something that people are only really used to in the form of maybe your book lists, where you're expecting parents to come to school with rulers and dictionaries and things like that. In that case, we can look at maybe substituting some of the things that we used to use, like a dictionary, with something that we can now use, which will be the, say, for example, an iPad, which includes the dictionary. So we can do things that way. But again, when we do community involvement, well, we're showing parents the value of what we're doing. We're not just asking them to trust us blindly. We're explaining what we're doing and how valuable it is and how it's helping educational outcomes. For a private school, a bit more comfortable with requesting money from parents, but still people are very conscious of what they're paying. It's not like they're just throwing money blindly at a child's education. They want to know they're getting value for money. So still, it's something that we need to justify financially. So in your school, if finance is a challenge, and I'm sure it is, it's good to have a look at all the factors and maybe design the wants and needs and then come back to finance. And rather than saying we can't afford it, maybe look at what you're doing now and how we can augment that so that you can afford it. So it'd be unideal to design a program around how much money you've got. So that wouldn't be a perfect outcome, predominantly when you may know you're delivering a substandard program just based on budget. Sometimes going to the community, to the parents, to the wider region, to grants funding, sometimes you can get support there by showcasing that that's not what you want to do. You don't want to do a half-assed job. So thanks for listening today. Next week's going to be our last topic, which is measurement, and we'll touch base soon. As always, if you've got comments or feedback, please reach out.